All right, everyone, welcome to another in-depth, you know, review. It's been a while since I did this one. Previously, I did a review on the first season. Of course. This time, I want to focus on season two. Recently, I watched season two. Didn't like it. To me, it was pretty bad. I honestly, it was pretty boring. Um, Certain events didn't feel right. Our main character, like she didn't really feel like himself. Various different events did not fit together. Um, yeah, it's time to dissect this and talk about this a little bit. The events throughout the beginning started off pretty good. I really did like the conversations. I really did like the humor and the horror aspect. I really did enjoy it. As it progressed, certain subjects started to feel a bit off. Certain characters would, go away. Like when Louis left, that was something that really hit to home for me, and it made me curious. Previously in the first season, he had killed the lion leader, and so it gives you an idea like what's next, right? And so coming to season two, it gives you a bit of an idea here. Yeah, after that scene, many different events were, put into place as to where Louis was basically, the leader of the group now, and so basically, he had to do things that really went against it, and it was a really good point right there. Until certain things came into place. Now, after this point, right, you get introduced to Legoshi doing what he does best, being MC of the series, of course. We're still focused on the subject of who was, his friend's killer, right? It's a very interesting subject. Uh, yeah, so he goes on a diet of eating only herbivorous foods like plants and stuff. It's really interesting. He's more like a shield instead of an attacker, right? Uh, Carnivores are usually attackers, very ferocious, right? And herbivores are more protective, as in being a shield, like a wall, kind of. And it's a really interesting subject until we're getting forward and forward until things feel off. Very obvious things become very, prominent in terms of problems, especially in terms of, like characters doing things that don't make sense. Here's something that I picked up on. The relationship between Legoshi and, the girl that he's with, right? The relationship in, the show was very interesting. You know, it was more like, it was very interesting. You know what I mean? In the second season, the problems within the relationship is being exploited. So meaning like possibly infidelity, and he's noticing these things, and when he notices them, when he talks about them, he does things that he does subconsciously, such as questioning the reason why such and such has happened, which really gives you an idea of okay, he's being interesting, right? It's something, and he's having better character development until you notice that he's not being himself. And you notice this as in, you know, it's weird. It's so strange. And it's just why the season is not good to me. Because certain things just happen that do not make any sense. And this is why many people like me, who are very critical, do not really understand this. As for the season's ending, so disappointed. I don't know. It's just so disappointing. The season in general is a mess. The first portion of the season was very good. The first few episodes were very good. We got an introduction to the snake lady, you know what I mean? It was more of a focus towards plot in the beginning of the first few episodes. As soon as Louis made his transition to becoming a new villain 101 type of person, that's where things began to take a turn, sadly. And from that point on, a lot of things became very distant and confusing. It's not as big as it's not really, really, really confusing where it's obvious. It's just if you pay very close attention, you'll get confused. And so the ending, very confusing. I mean, in general, the ending is pretty stupid in my opinion. I'm just so disappointed. I can't. It. And this is supposed to be a season 3. All right. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't even know if it's going to be like fixed. I don't know. It's not. Like, look, I'm just a reviewer, man. It's my opinion. I can't go into all this. So in general, my rating for Beastars season 2. Definitely a 6. Definitely a 6 out of 10 because I expected better. I wanted better. I thought season 1 was the masterpiece. I give it an 8. I talked about it so much, the things that I got right, and I mean season 2 just. So I mean it is what it is. See you guys later. Thank you guys for the views and the likes and the support. Keep it up.